7 truths you must know before remarrying in old age. What if I told you that finding love in your golden years could be the most rewarding, or the most devastating, decision of your life? What if the key to a successful remarriage in old age lies not in romance, but in wisdom? Remarrying later in life is a journey filled with hope, excitement, and unique challenges. While the idea of companionship and love in your later years is beautiful, it's also a decision that requires careful thought and preparation. Too many rush into remarriage without considering the complexities that come with age, experience, and blended lives. Today, I reveal 7 truths you must know before taking this life-changing step. Let's dive in. 1. Your past will follow you, whether you like it or not. Can you outrun your past? Can you bury it so deep that it never resurfaces? The truth is, your past is not a shadow you can escape. It is a part of you, woven into the fabric of your being. Whether it is marked by triumph or failure, joy or pain, your past will follow you, whether you like it or not. But here's the question: will you let it define you, or will you let it refine you? The Bible is filled with stories of individuals whose pasts seemed insurmountable, yet they rose above them. Consider the Apostle Paul, who once persecuted Christians with fervor. In his own words, he was the worst of sinners, 1 Timothy 1:15. Yet, his past did not disqualify him from becoming one of the most influential figures in Christian history. Instead, it became a testament to the transformative power of grace. What if your past, no matter how dark, is not a life sentence but a setup for a greater story? History, too, offers powerful examples. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, his past marked by struggle and sacrifice. Yet upon his release, he did not seek revenge, he sought reconciliation. His past became the foundation for a legacy of forgiveness and unity. How can your past, with all its scars and mistakes, become a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block? But let's be honest, facing your past is not easy. It requires courage to confront the pain, the regrets, and the what-ifs. Yet, avoidance only gives your past more power over you. What if, instead of running, you turned around and faced it head-on? What if you embraced it as a teacher rather than an enemy? Your past will follow you. This is inevitable. But you have a choice: will you let it haunt you, or will you let it empower you? Will you see it as a chain that binds you, or as a compass that guides you toward growth and wisdom? The past is not your prison, it is your preparation. Use it, learn from it, and then rise above it. The question is not whether your past will follow you, but what you will do with it when it does. Will you let it hold you back, or will you let it propel you forward? The choice is yours, too. Your family dynamics will change forever. What happens when the familiar rhythms of your family life are disrupted? When roles shift, relationships evolve, and the foundation you once relied on begins to tremble. Change in family dynamics is inevitable, whether through loss, growth, or the passage of time, and it can feel like standing on shifting sand. But what if this change, though painful, is the very thing that propels you toward a deeper, more authentic connection? What if it is an opportunity to rebuild, not just restore? Consider the story of Joseph in the book of Genesis. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and separated from his family for years, Joseph's life was a testament to the unpredictability of family dynamics. Yet, when he finally reunited with his brothers, he did not seek revenge. Instead, he declared, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Genesis 50:20. Joseph's story reminds us that even the most fractured relationships can be redeemed. How might your own family's struggles be a catalyst for something greater? History, too, is filled with examples of families transformed by adversity. The Kennedy family, often seen as American royalty, faced unimaginable tragedies, assassinations, accidents, and scandals. Yet, through it all, they continued to serve and inspire, proving that even the most public and powerful families are not immune to change. What can their resilience teach us about navigating our own family's challenges? But change in family dynamics is not always born of tragedy. Sometimes it comes through growth. A child leaving home, a new marriage, or the arrival of a grandchild. These moments, though joyful, can also be disorienting. Roles that once defined you may no longer apply. The parent becomes the caregiver, the child becomes the advisor, and the sibling becomes the confidant. How do you find your place in this new landscape? How do you embrace the unfamiliar without losing sight of who you are? The key lies in adaptability and love. 1 Corinthians 13:7 reminds us that love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love is the anchor that holds families together through every storm. It is the willingness to let go of old expectations and embrace new possibilities. It is the courage to say, "We are not what we were, but we are still us." So I ask you, how will you respond when your family dynamics change forever? Will you cling to the past, or will you step boldly into the future? Will you see this transformation as a loss, or as an opportunity to deepen your bonds and redefine your legacy? The choice is yours. Change is inevitable, but how you navigate it will define your family's story. Embrace it with courage, grace, and an open heart. The best chapters may still be unwritten. 3. Financial realities can make or break your marriage. Love may be the foundation of marriage. But let's be honest. Money is the framework that holds it together. Have you ever wondered why financial stress is often cited as one of the leading causes of divorce? It's not just about dollars and cents. It's about trust, communication, and shared dreams. When financial realities are ignored or mishandled, they can erode even the strongest bonds. But when approached with wisdom and unity, they can strengthen a marriage beyond measure. The Bible, in Ecclesiastes 4:9-12, reminds us, "Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up." This passage speaks not only to emotional support, but also to the practical partnership required in managing life's challenges, including finances. Are you and your spouse working as a team, or are you allowing money to drive a wedge between you? History provides stark examples of how financial strain can unravel relationships. During the Great Depression, countless marriages crumbled under the weight of unemployment, debt, and despair. Yet, there were also couples who weathered the storm together, emerging stronger and more resilient. What made the difference? It wasn't the absence of financial hardship, but the presence of mutual respect, transparency, and a shared commitment to overcoming adversity. Today, the stakes are no less real. From student loans to rising living costs, financial pressures can feel overwhelming. But here's the question: are you letting money control your marriage, or are you taking control of your money together? Open conversations about budgeting, saving, and spending are not just practical, they are acts of love. They demonstrate a willingness to face challenges head-on and build a future rooted in trust and collaboration. So, I challenge you. What steps are you taking to ensure that financial realities strengthen rather than strain your marriage? Will you let money be a source of conflict, or will you transform it into a tool for unity and growth? Remember, the true wealth of a marriage lies not in the size of your bank account, but in the depth of your partnership. Face your finances together and watch your love grow stronger with every decision you make. 4. Health issues will play a role. Life is a battlefield, and your health is the armor that equips you to fight. But what happens when that armor begins to crack? How do you navigate the storms of life when your body or mind is under siege? The truth is, health issues will inevitably play a role in your journey, whether they are your own or those of someone you love. The question is not if they will come, but how you will respond when they do. Consider the story of Helen Keller, a woman who triumphed over immense physical challenges. Deaf and blind from a young age, she could have succumbed to despair. Yet, with the unwavering support of her teacher, Anne Sullivan, Keller not only learned to communicate, but also became a beacon of hope and resilience for millions. Her life is a testament to the power of the human spirit to overcome even the most daunting health obstacles. The Bible, too, offers profound insight into this struggle. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, Paul writes, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." These words remind us that even in our weakest moments, there is a divine strength that can carry us through. Have you ever considered that your health struggles might be the very thing that reveals your greatest strength? Health issues are not just physical. They are emotional, mental, and spiritual. They test your resolve, your faith, and your ability to adapt. But they also offer an opportunity, a chance to redefine what it means to live a meaningful life. Will you let your challenges define you, or will you rise above them and discover a deeper purpose? The role of health issues in your life is not a sentence. It is a story, and like any great story, it is filled with moments of struggle, triumph, and transformation. Embrace the journey, for it is in the battle that you discover who you truly are. 5. Your spiritual alignment matters more than ever. In a world that feels increasingly chaotic, where the noise of division, fear, and uncertainty threatens to drown out our inner peace, have you ever stopped to ask, where is your soul anchored? Your spiritual alignment is not just a personal matter. It is the compass that guides your life, the foundation that determines whether you stand firm or crumble under pressure. Matthew 6:7-33 reminds us, "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." But what does it mean to seek God's kingdom in a world that pulls us in 1,000 different directions? And why does your spiritual alignment matter more now than ever before? History is filled with examples of individuals who thrived not because their circumstances were perfect, but because their spiritual alignment was unwavering. Consider Daniel, who faced the lion's den rather than compromise his faith. His alignment with God's will gave him the courage to stand firm, even in the face of death. What would happen if you and I approached our challenges with that same level of spiritual clarity and conviction? What mountains could we move if our hearts were fully aligned with God's purpose? Spiritual alignment is not about perfection. It is about direction. It is about daily choosing to orient your heart, mind, and actions toward God. Proverbs 3:5-6 urges us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." But how often do we lean on our own understanding, trying to navigate life's storms without seeking God's guidance? How much smoother would our journey be if we surrendered control and aligned ourselves with his will? So, I ask you, what is competing for your spiritual alignment today? Is it the pursuit of success, the fear of failure, or the distractions of a busy life? Remember, your spiritual alignment is not just about your relationship with God. It impacts every area of your life, your relationships, your decisions, and your peace. When you are spiritually aligned, you walk in clarity, confidence, and purpose. You become a beacon of hope in a world desperate for light. Your spiritual alignment matters more than ever, because it is the key to navigating these turbulent times. It is the anchor that keeps you steady when the waves of life threaten to pull you under. So, take a moment to realign your heart with God's. Seek his presence, his wisdom, and his peace. For in him, you will find not only the strength to endure, but also the power to thrive. Your spiritual alignment is your greatest weapon. Use it wisely. 6. Loneliness can cloud your judgment. Loneliness is more than just a fleeting emotion. It is a silent storm that can distort our perception, weaken our resolve, and cloud our judgment. In a world that is more connected than ever through technology, why do so many of us feel isolated? And how does this isolation shape the decisions we make? The answers lie in both the wisdom of ancient texts and the realities of modern life. The Bible in Genesis 2:18 declares, "It is not good for man to be alone." This profound statement underscores a fundamental truth. We are created for connection. Yet, when we find ourselves isolated, our minds can become echo chambers of doubt, fear, and negativity. Have you ever noticed how loneliness magnifies your insecurities? How it twists your thoughts and makes even small challenges seem insurmountable? This is not coincidence. It is the consequence of disconnection. History provides stark examples of how loneliness can lead to poor judgment. Consider King Saul, the first king of Israel. His descent into paranoia and irrational decisions was marked by increasing isolation. Without the support of trusted companions, his loneliness fueled jealousy and fear, ultimately leading to his downfall. What if Saul had sought connection and counsel instead of withdrawing into himself? Might his story have ended differently? In our modern world, loneliness has become an epidemic, with studies linking it to increased risks of depression, anxiety, and even impaired decision-making. When we are lonely, our brains are more likely to interpret neutral situations as threats, and our ability to think clearly and objectively diminishes. But here's the question: how often do we recognize loneliness as the root of our poor choices? How often do we pause to seek connection instead of spiraling further into isolation? The antidote to loneliness is not merely being around people. It is about fostering meaningful relationships. It is about reaching out, being vulnerable, and allowing others to see us as we truly are. Proverbs 27:17 reminds us, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." We are not meant to navigate life alone. Our connections with others refine us, challenge us, and help us see clearly when our judgment is clouded. So, if you find yourself feeling lonely, take a bold step toward connection. Reach out to a friend, join a community, or simply share your struggles with someone you trust. Remember, loneliness is not a life sentence, it is a call to action. By breaking the chains of isolation, you can reclaim clarity, strength, and purpose. Let us not allow loneliness to cloud our judgment any longer. Together we can rise above the storm. 7. Love in old age is different, and that's okay. Love is a force that transcends time, yet its expression evolves as we journey through life. In our youth, love is often fiery, passionate, and driven by the thrill of discovery. But as the years pass, love transforms into something deeper, quieter, and profoundly enduring. Why should we fear this change? Why not embrace the beauty of love's evolution? Consider the words of the Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians 13:11. "When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me." This timeless wisdom reminds us that growth is not only natural but necessary. Love in old age is not diminished, it is refined. It is no longer about grand gestures or fleeting emotions, but about steadfast commitment, shared memories, and the quiet strength of companionship. History, too, offers us profound examples. Take the story of John and Abigail Adams, whose love endured decades of separation, war, and political turmoil. Their letters reveal a bond that grew stronger with time, rooted in mutual respect and unwavering support. Is this not a testament to the power of love that matures like fine wine? So, let us not mourn the passing of youthful passion. Instead, let us celebrate the richness of love in old age, a love that has weathered storms, embraced imperfections, and found joy in the simplest of moments. After all, is it not in the autumn of life that the colors of love shine brightest? Remarrying in old age can be one of the most beautiful decisions of your life, if you approach it with wisdom, honesty, and preparation. It's not just about finding someone to grow old with. It's about building a partnership that honors your past, enriches your present, and secures your future. So, before you say, "I do," again ask yourself, have I done the work to ensure this marriage will thrive? Am I entering this union with clarity, purpose, and faith? Don't rush, don't settle. Choose wisely, love deeply, and let your golden years be filled with the joy and peace you deserve. The decision is yours. Will you take the leap with your eyes wide open?